Oh my gosh, it's so funny to see your Vanderpump Rules picture in the background. It's like
Why?
R.I.P. Scandival. I know we still have one more episode of Secrets Revealed in like 2 days, but man, does it feel good for it to be over, especially after we didn't get that big reveal that I thought we were going to get.
I mean, honestly, I'm a little disappointed. Right?
Are
Right?
you disappointed that you're going to miss it and we have nothing to talk? No, I'm just kidding. We have plenty to
No,
talk
I'm
about.
disappointed. Yeah, we have plenty to talk about. I'm just disappointed as to what the reveal. First of all, the reveal was stupid as shit.
No,
like,
we know that.
To be fair, like even the friends of, and I'm not going to list out who these people are, but even talking to cast members who weren't aware of what the reveal was going to be, they were even disappointed. So for Alex Baskin as an executive producer to go on and be like, we don't know if the cast is going to sign their contracts.
I think that everyone was
why?
Alex Baskin is an EP, right? So he's just playing the part of keeping us all interested, all in the loop. I feel like, you know, a lot of people say, Adam, that Scandival was fake. And we always tell them, no, it wasn't. Let us tell you why. We signed away different clips for specifically the whole Randall Emmett thing to be used during the season.
Yeah.
We knew from our friends who were on the show that mid-season, everything changed. They picked up cameras again. From that point on that they started to pick up cameras again, we are just getting played to get through the reunion at this point. You know, big promises, empty promises. However, this was the most exciting season of Vanderpump Rules we've ever had.
No, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, this is season 10, right? So we've never had a better season. There are so many people who are trying to write off the back of this season, like Jax Taylor, Stassi Schroeder, Stassi's whole show. We went there, right? And who was I talking to? Jamie Lynn. And she was like, did you go see Stassi's show? And I said, yes, I did go see Stassi's show. And she was like, I feel like I'm saying Stassi's show. I said, yes, we did go see Stassi's show. But she said, how long did you end up staying for? And I said, well, we stayed halfway through. To be fair, because one, we had to catch a train.
Right.
So I'm going to say that. But then two, because it became about Scandival. And Stassi is not in the mix of all of that anymore. Even though she was a part of it for so long, I'm like, I thought that there would be more.
I thought that was the part that was interesting to me about Stassi's show, to be honest with you. I thought her show was so interesting. The whole opening, I love Taylor Strecker is amazing. She did a great opening. The first 15 minutes of Stassi on stage was great. You know, it's nice to see her like talk about things. It was interesting for her to bring Taylor back out and talk about Scandival. I think where it got kind of long-winded was when Beau was on stage and they were talking about being parents. And I know that relates to a lot of her crowd, but a lot of people want to know her thoughts on Scandival.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, speaking of Scandival, guys, Vanderpump Rules is still a hot topic. And there are a few things. Yes, it's not going anywhere. There are a few things that I want to talk about when it comes to Vanderpump Rules. Here's one of them. Jax Taylor swears that when him and Lisa were working together, that Lisa would confide in him when it came to some of her filming scenes with Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Now, I don't necessarily think that he is lying, only because Jason will tell you, and let's ask Jason, how many moments were there where she came in from filming and she was like, I am so tired, Jason, darling? No?
Oh, yeah. No, plenty of times. And there's stuff that, you know, I worked for her. So there's stuff that was confided that I can't repeat. But of course, like I could absolutely see that happening. That's not beyond the realm of whatever. Jax worked for her forever. And yeah.
Well, here it is.
Okay.
That she would come to me when she had issues on Housewives, like, how do you deal with this? When I was going through hell on seasons, like, well, pretty much the whole time, she would pull me aside, like, how do you deal with this? We would have one-on-one talks where Lisa would break down to me and be like, how do you get through this? The women are being like this. We would have one-on-one talks all the time. So yeah, I was a little offended by it, but now looking back, I wouldn't. Owning a bar is like
the hardest.
It's the hardest thing to do, especially if you're married.
Yeah,
it's like your marriage will never last. First a band or a bar.
Nope.
No marriage will last that.
So you would not go into business, or you would?
Not saying. She's the only one that she would come to me when she had issues.
I mean, to be fair, what? So
well, so would he go into business? He tried to open a bar before in the Valley, right? And like we've heard this rumor that maybe he would buy out Sandoval's portion of Schwartz and Sandy's. Then what the hell would you call it?
Schwartz and Taylor's.
Schwartz and Taylor's, all right. But I mean, to his point, I mean, Lisa and Ken's marriage has survived 36 restaurants. So,
I mean, no, you're not wrong. Also, speaking of which, before we move on, I did also want to point out the fact that Andy Cohen is speaking out about Scandoval as well. And this time it pertains a little bit to Raquel. Jason's like, oh, Jesus Christ, of course.
Yeah, God bless.
Hold on.
Leave it there.
Oh, wait. Not the bodito of it all.
I think she really, I was talking about this the other day. I think, and it was so striking when she said in part 2 of the reunion, when Sheena is crying her eyes out and Raquel was like, oh, maybe I should have sent her a note. That was
not a note.
So you know what I thought about that? I thought that Raquel thought she was in some simulation of being on the show,
right?
Vanderpump Rules.
Yeah.
And she was on the show and suddenly everyone was paying attention to her. And she was, and I think that in her mind, it was all like, I know this is crazy.
Not
I'm
quite
on
real.
Vanderpump Rules. I think in her mind, it wasn't real.
Right.
And these people, everything is real. They live their lives on the show, off the show, whether the cameras are there or not. So I think for Sheena, everything that's happening is her real life.
Right.
And for Raquel, that her saying, I should have sent a card.
It was such a weird comment.
I think she really, I was talking about.
Wow.
Okay.
I mean, listen.
I mean, he has a good point. Does he not?
No, I think that like, wait, that she thought that she was just on the show and doing the show thing.
She's like, I'm filming. She's like, you guys, you're welcome. I'm filming a show. I just gave you the biggest storyline plot ever. You're welcome.
Right. I know. But you know what's really funny is that in the past, 48 to 72 hours after the last part of the reunion aired, all of a sudden, everyone is doing a 180 on Raquel. And this almost sounds like, oh, let's excuse her because she thought she was filming the show. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest with you. I feel like a lot of people are going to change their tune on Raquel, especially moving forward so that they can film season 11. You saw Lala at a train station change her tune. I mean, Ariana's, comment about Raquel was, to me, taken out of context. I felt like she just said she doesn't care, not like, oh, I feel bad for her. It didn't come out like, I think it came off as more like, oh, I feel bad for her because she's ridiculous, know?
To be fair, though, I mean, have you and I talked about at all the whole TMZ situation with Ariana or no?
Not really. I mean, we played the clip.
Hot Messy?
Yeah, we did.
We did?
Yeah.
So what were your thoughts about that, by the way?
What I just said, when she said, I feel bad for Raquel, to me, it just didn't come off as, man, I feel so bad for her. It didn't feel like that. It's like, I feel bad for that girl. That's how it came out to me.
And when you were on, did I also play Lala or no?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, because that's the part that, like, it does make you question. Like, I know that we feel bad for her, but also, like, I don't know. I like to kind of feel it out a little bit. But speaking of which, what?
I mean, also, the reunion was filmed right after all of this madness. Those emotions were so strong, right? We've had a lot of time in between when the reunion was filmed and when it aired. Okay. And during that time,